I mean, really, what is the, what is the key to getting the top 10 is that these people are getting leads, they're calling leads, and they're booking appointments. Okay. Of all these people, and what are these top 10 people doing? Okay, let's see, Megan. Okay, there's only 2 of the top 10 that are selling over the phone. Junior and Katrina. They're beasts selling over the phone. Everyone else is selling in the homes, primarily. Like 90% of their appointments are in the homes. So like James and Pam, Jake and Veray, Chrissy, Chris Manifold, Jera. I'm sorry, Karen Moose is also selling over the phone. So we got Junior, Karen, and Katrina. Tad is going in the homes, and Megan Wood's going into the homes. But well, Megan goes into the homes, and then she sells all her extra stuff over the phone. So she's either in the home or selling on the phone. She's like a beast. So anyway, so people are going into homes. I think we're getting herd immunity. Again, I'm not asking you to do, I'm not saying it's better one way or the other. I'm just saying, like all these top people, why are they doing what they're doing? Because they're following the Monday, Thursday dial schedule. In other words, they're dialing on, and this is the in-home people, okay? The in-home people are dialing on Mondays and booking 10 appointments on Tuesdays and 10 on Wednesday. They're coming back dialing on Thursday to book 10 appointments on Friday and 10 appointments on Saturday. That's what all these people are attempting to do, okay? And that's what you hear on that Monday, Thursday Zoom call. All those people are getting together to dial the phone, and they're getting into the homes because the closing rates are definitely higher in the home. The show rates are higher, okay? So, and then they're investing in leads, like not just one type of lead. They have access to all the leads. Facebook funnel expense, like Megan does a bunch of those. Facebook funnel expense, direct mail mortgage, direct mail funnel expense, which are the most expensive leads, okay? But they're also doing all the bonus leads, like the bonus leads we give you that are direct mail, like we give you for free. They're also ordering those that are 6 weeks old, 6 months old. They're mixing their lead order with all these various types of leads. And the reason is all the leads work, okay? All the leads work at some level, okay? So here's kind of the point. Kind of the real point of all that is that they work to a certain percentage. Like for example, it's amazing how 10%, you know, 1/10 of 1% difference from someone who makes gazillions in baseball and the person that's just an average journeyman, right? Someone bats 290, you know, versus someone who bats 325. The difference, right? But when you look at the person that bats 325, they're missing just under 7 out of 10, okay, at bats that they're getting a hit, right? And so we all know how baseball works. They're all fired up out of the 3 hits out of 10 that he's getting. Okay, he's probably frustrated at the 7 that he's not getting. He's trying to get better, right? But he's getting paid a gazillion dollars because of the 3 hits that he's getting out of 10. Now he doesn't like focus on the 7. Like we're not saying, golly, that guy really sucks because he missed 7, right? Another guy sucks because he missed 8 out of 10. Well, that guy sucks worse than the guy. So the guy that sucks less at 7 out of 10 is better than the guy that sucks worse than him at 8 out of 10. No, man, they're saying that dude's hitting 325. Not 297 or, I mean, you can round down, whatever you want to do, but you know what I'm saying, right? And so when you look at leads, I don't care if you're dialing the TLP leads, right? Or I don't care if you're dialing the direct mail, the mortgage leads, you're paying $65, right? You're going to have people on the $65 leads who will tell you, I never sent that in. They'll tell you, that wasn't me. Well, sir, I have your birth date is 10/18/1962. Is that correct? Well, yeah, that's correct, but that's not me. I didn't send that in. Sir, I have your signature here. Let me shoot you a photo of it and text it to you. That's not me. Someone else must have sent that in. And they hang up. And you're like freaking out because that was a $65 lead. Okay. So everyone kind of gets hung up on the per call cost of calling somebody, lighting that lead on fire, like, you know, when in fact 10 of those cost you $650, and 10 of those give you chances to talk to the good ones that want you to come over to their house and take care of this. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about leads, I know I need to probably go into my interviews, but I'm on a roll. Thing about leads is it has to be, you have to order it over time to get your ratios. Like it's a simple numbers game, honestly, gang. I mean, it's a numbers game. And everyone says that, but no one treats it like a numbers game. It's funny how people always talk about, well, it's just a numbers game, Alex. I run the numbers. You know how many times I've heard that when I interview people? It's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. Well, treat it like a numbers game. Y'all treat it like it's life and freaking death. Sorry for my substitute cussing. Okay? You're treated like it's life and death when in fact it's just the numbers. So it either is life and death or it's the numbers. You tell me which way you want it. Okay, is it just the numbers? Is it just a numbers game? Because if it is, then get your emotions out of it and just dial the substitute swear word phone. You know what I mean? You just have to dial the phone. That's all we ask you to do is dial the phone. So like this week, you got, actually we got people doing 20 of the if they can get 20 mortgage protection A leads, but let's say you get 10, you're paying $65. That's if you can get them. Like mortgage protection leads are prime, they're primo leads. Okay, and I'm not, like if you're doing telesales, I don't know if I'd let you do $65 mortgage protection leads, you know, because I just can't accept a lower closing ratio, lower show ratio on telesales on these mortgage protection leads. They're too valuable for you not to move people face to face. Now, look, if you're super good on telesales, like some like Junior and Katrina, well then probably that's all right, you know, but you spend $650 to have a chance to maybe sell 3, right? The other 7, you know, goes up in smoke. It's lighting a fire under 65 times $7, and that's the way you treat it. So you freak out going, oh my gosh, I am lighting up these 7. I just wasted all this money, when you don't think about the 3 that you made sales on. Right? Let's say you made $1,200 on the low end, and that's before referrals. So what did you do? You spent $650 to make $1,200, right? So maybe you netted, say, $600. Make the numbers right. $1,250. You got $600. Woo-hoo. So next week, this is week 1. Next week, you get another 10 times 65 equals 650. You make 0 sales, and then you're freaking out. Oh my gosh, Alex, these leads don't work. Well, what happened last week, brother? How come they didn't work this week, but they worked last week? Well, I don't know. I don't know. Brother, I thought it was a numbers game. Didn't you tell me that it was a numbers game? Well, yeah, I know, but I didn't make any sales. I like really sucked on that. Okay. Well, do you want to quit now? Like, do you want to quit? Go ahead and quit, man. Because if you can't emotionally handle how the numbers work because you told me it's a numbers game. Well, then quit now, dude. And spare me the, the crying on my shoulder. I mean, I will listen to you, but then I'm going to say, okay, time to put on your big boy pants on, take off the diapers. Let's put on the big boy pants on. Let's go out there and let's do what you know to that it's true because it's a numbers game. Then the next week, 650, then you make 5 sales, right? You make 5 sales and you're thinking, dang, I'm good, man. I've closed half these leads. I'm rocking. I am like on fire. I'm going to take the wife out to dinner, man, because it's a numbers game. It is a numbers game. I'm so fired up because I got the numbers. I'll lick this thing, man. I'm like awesome. So when you total it, you got 30, you sold 8. Okay, but then week 4 hits, you got 10 times 65, it's another 650, right? Let's say you sold 2. And then week 5, you did the same thing, you sold 1. Then week 6, you sold 6. This is before referrals. You see, over time, when a batter has like 300 at bats, do you judge them after 300 at bats? Or you judge them after 5 in the first week of, when the season starts? Does that make sense? Am I making sense? Like everyone's quiet on the chat line all of a sudden. Okay. And I'm using the most expensive lead, the direct mail mortgage lead, if you can get it. Like there are people that are begging for these, right? They're begging for these, man. And some of y'all that are getting them are like treating them like garbage. Anyway, that's how this all works. For some reason, that's how it all works. And that's why you have to let the numbers work to your favor. It works in your favor when you work the numbers. When you work the numbers, it works in your favor. You just have to, here's the formula it works. Get leads, call leads. Get leads, call leads. The get leads, call leads, okay, will get you results. Then from the results, we can coach you, right? And then from the coaching, it goes back here, get more leads, call more leads, and get results. The results are where you get what we call your ratios. Then from your ratios, over time, we'll be able to tweak you. Okay, now some people are better at certain leads than other people. It's just weird how that is, right? Like some people are really monsters on TLP leads while they suck at direct mail leads. Some people are really good at direct mail leads and they suck at TLPs. Facebook leads a whole different thing. There are some people that totally get Facebook leads and other people that hate Facebook leads. I don't know which one you are. It's like asking you what your personality type is, right? That's an interesting point. Todd says, it has to do with the fact that calling $8 leads seem like not much work, while dialing $64 leads seems like we're doing something. Yeah, you better call those $64 leads, $65 leads. Anyway, so all the leads work at some level. So what you're doing is you're diversifying the risk of all the different types of leads. And I tell you what, we're getting sales from Protagonist. We're getting sales from bonus leads, the free leads Ginny sends you. Like, you are insane if you don't call those leads. You are totally insane. I have no idea why some of y'all don't call those bonus leads that are free. Ginny will send them out, and like some of y'all, I don't know what you do with them. There are still business in those bonus leads. There's business in there somewhere. You just have to dial through them. And I think, gang, it becomes a, oh, there's my bald spot check. Do I have a bald spot? Some of y'all like don't, I say it like this. It's a mindset. It's a mindset. You know what I mean? Your attitude affects everything you do. So instead of calling leads and going, oh, this guy's going to hang up on me. Oh, this person's going to tell me that they never sent it in or never indicated any need for life insurance. This person. And then you're going in thinking that's going to be a dud, right? So does a batter go up to the pitcher and he says, okay, man, I've struck out 7 out of 10 times. Okay. This next pitch, I'm going to strike out. This next pitch, I'm going to strike out, right? Joe Morgan, right? Joe Morgan with the chicken wing flapping. This next pitch, I'm going to, because 70% of the time, I don't make a hit. Do they look at a pitcher like that? No, man. He's going, okay, I've got runner on first and second. I think, man, if I could hit it to right field, opposite field, and man, if I could do sacrifice fly so I can get advance that person at second base to home. He's got all this thing in his mind. Then he's thinking the pitcher, okay, last time he threw to me, I know that the numbers on me is that low and away, curveball low and away. I could hit that pitch, man. You know what I'm saying? Their mindset and attitude is I'm going to hit that ball. I think I know where it's going, but I'm going to swing the bat and I'm going to connect, right? And when you get a batch of leads, I don't care what kind of lead it is, you have to have the same attitude and mindset that, man, there's someone here that needs my help. There's someone in these batch of leads, and you got to speak it into existence. You got to speak it like it's going to happen. It's amazing how you have this positive energy. Something good's going to happen. It will inform, it will affect, it will cause good stuff to happen, as opposed to thinking, oh no, another TLP, some stupid Pakistani created this lead and this person was too stupid to answer it and he's not going to be interested in it. Like, seriously, you go into that attitude, golly, man, you are Eeyore. You are Eeyore. Man, why don't you be like Tigger? Why don't you be like Tigger, man? Approach these leads like Tigger. You know what I'm saying? Like Tigger's always having a happy day. You are going to find the right people that want your help if you dial enough. You are mining for gold. That's all you're doing. You're mining for gold. There's gold in them. There are hills in these leads. Okay. Now come back and talk to me about efficiency later. Let's just get to the point where you're dialing the snot out of the leads to find the sales. Okay. Efficiency is a different conversation once we see that you are dialing. I can't talk efficiency with you if you're not dialing the phone, right? And a whole bunch of y'all got a bunch of leads last week, and I heard more of the 7 out of 10 than the 3 out of 10. And I'm fine with that. Okay, I am fine with that. So I can help you with perspective. But man, so let's talk about what is it then? What's the alternative? You know, if you can't stand those $8 leads, then what's the alternative? Let's talk about direct mail mortgage lead for $65 and direct mail final expense for $35. Let's start talking that. Let's have that conversation. Okay. If you can't stand those, let's talk about direct mail leads. I'm fine with direct mail leads. Okay. I would say 10 to 15 final expense, direct mail final expense. Right? 350, 450, 500. Whatever. Okay. But you won't have a right to tell me, well, God, Alex, man, I only made 2 sales out of these, and you know I should have had more. Look how much money I you know. It's like, golly, dude, seriously, that's only 1 week. You know, call me after 8 weeks. Let's measure your ratios after 8 weeks. I don't care what kind of lead. You know, let's have the conversation after you've done 8 weeks worth of investment, and then let's talk about it, right? I mean, this ain't Vegas, gang. This selling life insurance with us is not Las Vegas, right? It's not like throwing the dice and then, man, I'm going to hit it big on these first batch of leads. I remember back, this might have been like 15 years ago. So I had this guy who just sold me. He just was so awesome. He sold me on giving him 28 leads. This guy was in Columbus and he said, man, I'm a very experienced agent. I've been in this business 20 years, 25 years. I know what I'm doing. I know you have your teaching system and stuff, but I've been selling insurance a long time. I know how to sell. Just give me the leads, and I will make you money. And there was something about the way that he said it that just sold me. I was like a sucker, man. I was a sucker. He sucked me in. I said, okay, let's do it, man. I'll get you 20 leads. So I gave him 20 leads. He got the leads on Friday. He dialed Saturday. Saturday night, he emails me and said, these leads suck. I don't think these leads work. I'm done. I'm going, dude, call me. What's going on? He says, I'm done. Okay. So what I did was I gave those 20 leads to another agent who's a good agent. He got like 5,000 of premium out of those leads. 5,000, did over, it was like 5,700, I think, out of those leads. And she came from Dayton to run those leads up there. She killed it. Okay, so you tell me who's lying to me. You know, the truth for the first guy was the truth. The truth for the second gal was the truth. It's kind of like a vineyard owner went to one son and said, son, I need you out working in the vineyard today. All right. Son says, Dad, man, I got so much to do. I really can't go out there. He goes to the second son, son, I need you to go work in the vineyard today. Son, yeah, Dad, I'll go. The first son went out in the vineyard. The second one didn't quite make it. So which one did what his father wanted him to do? You know what I mean? It's like, it's funny how truth is, it's either truth is truth or truth is what do they call it? There's objective truth and then there's that relative truth. Relative truth. Gang, man, that's Satan. Satan is relative truth. Well, it's true for him, so it must be his truth. It's like, God, dude, seriously? Truth is truth. There is an objective truth that stands as what it is, right? Either the leads work or they don't work. So what is always the factor when it comes to running leads? The factor is you, which is a good thing or a bad thing. The factor is you. You're the one that makes it happen or not happen. It's how you think about it that makes it happen or not happen. Does that make sense? You are the magic. So why don't you use the magic, the gifts that God has given you to convert? And it's just picking up the phone and slamming it and then calling me for tweaking, you know, for help. You know, and maybe I won't even have any answers for you. You will tell me everything you did. And I say, man, that's what I would have done. Well, what do I do next? And I'll say, pick up the phone and dial the next person. Dial one more. Dial one more. If I quit after the first challenge in the business, none of y'all would be here because I wouldn't have been here to find you. None of y'all would be here. My kids would be going to community college, right? I'd be driving a rust bucket. Do you see, if I stopped when it got hard, I would never gone through the Air Force Academy. I would have quit my first week. Shaving my head and then calling me a worm. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many of y'all had kids? How many of y'all birthed a child? Did you say, no, I don't want to do this anymore? In the middle of birthing your child? No, I don't like this. right? And by the way, congratulations to Todd and his wife, Stefanoff. They just had a boy, and they're thinking about naming him Alex. I'm just kidding. So why don't you congratulate Todd? I mean, that's some very good news, and added another boy to the family, which is another life to be an example for, Todd. You know, your children are going to teach you more than you're gonna learn more from them than you're going to teach them. But one of the best things that you're going to give them is your example of someone that's working. So congratulations, Todd Stefanoff and his wife. Anyway, I know I'm ranting, but I hope I'm ranting for your good. You know, there's just certain realities of the way the business works. You need leads, you need to dial the leads, you need to book appointments. Whether you're scared or not, it's okay to be scared. It's not okay to not work. It's not okay to not dial the phone. It's not okay to not invest in leads. I don't care what kind of lead. You know, you just have to go in eyes wide open. That's one of the hardest things in this business, gang, is to assess how much of the lack of performance on the leads is your lack of work or lack of coaching or lack of skill. All those three kick in. So we're working with all three things. So I can't like say purely it's lack of skill. It could be. I can't say it's purely, you know, lack of you dialing the phone, although, you know, I could watch you and you could tell me you dialed it, but did you really dial it? You know, did you really dial it different parts of the day? Did you really make an effort? Did you try to disguise your number that you're calling from with a different number using these apps? You can do that. You know, did you dial 3 times in a row legitimately? You know, those kinds of things. Did you really work them? Okay. And then, you know, lack of attitude and mindset. You know, I don't know if I can coach that. I don't know, because I'm not listening to you dial the phone. You know, you're the only one that can tell me. I mean, you're the only one in your heart of hearts that can tell me one way or the other. You know, I can't control your attitude. You can, right? Um, one thing I did, one thing I did is I put on the website just because I was concerned about time is it? Okay. See, that's one thing I got to be careful of is, oh, wow. Is I tend to overreact. Yeah, yeah, just like anything else. I I got to be careful myself of, you know, because sometimes I'll overreact to a lot of your comments, and then I'll think, oh my gosh, you know, I gotta, you know, like, I gotta put a Band-Aid on, you know, on the ship that's, you know, leaking. Okay. Um, I've learned that principles stand the test of time, you know, not kind of reacting to everybody's comments on everything that's going on out there, right? It's kind of like, here's what I get. Okay, so you understand my perspective. When someone says, man, these leads are terrible, it's a categorical comment. So then my question goes, well, how many did you call? All of them? Okay. Let me ask you a better question, because it's my problem for not asking better questions. Out of these 60 leads, how many did you actually talk to? How many people did you talk to? Okay, 10. Huh. Wow, that's not a very good contact rate. Tell me when you were dialing. Well, I was dialing 2 hours on Tuesday and 2 hours on Wednesday. So you only spent 4 hours dialing these 60. Interesting. Okay. Why did you only spend 4 hours total? Well, because they weren't working. They were working. So you spent less time. Do you see what I deal with? None of these leads work. When the problem was you didn't really spend enough time dialing them at different times of the day. You didn't dial. Did you dial them 3 times in a row? Oh, we have to dial them 3 times in a row? No, I just dialed each one once. If they didn't answer, I went to the next one. Okay. All right. Remember that video on that website about dialing leads 3 times in a row? Okay, so you know what I deal with all the time, categorical comments. So I got to be careful from coming to conclusions based on categorical comments. You know, the numbers guy, right? You know what I know what the numbers are. So what I did was, and it could have been a little bit of an overreaction, but maybe it is. So I added back the Dave Henderson TLP scripts and stuff, all this training on TLPs, like how to run TLP leads. Minikino here runs all the direct mail leads, direct mail and old direct mail and current clients because he's gotten good at doing the RS program. Okay, so like the stuff he does here can be maybe applied to the direct mail leads, although it's good for any type of lead. Dave's approach here is very specific to TLP leads. Okay, now Dave is going medical challenges. He's going blind basically. He's about ready to lose sight in his second eye. He lost sight in his first eye towards the end of last year, and he's about ready to lose sight in his second eye. So they're trying to figure out how he can sell insurance blind, literally. Can you imagine? Anyway, so I added this in here. I hope it doesn't hurt people on the boot camps because, you know, they're thinking there's like 3 different systems. First telesales system, second telesales system for TLPs, and then the in-home appointment. You know, and it's like, shoot, that's just, you know, another hour of their time going through TLP. But, you know, again, maybe I'm overacting, but, you know, maybe there is something to how Dave talks about how Dave teaches the TLPs because he was good at, you know, he was really good at it. Anyway. So does anyone have any questions? I mean, I think it's a sincere thing that I'm trying to do here is trying to get you dialing the phone with the right attitude and mindset. You know, no one is beyond that. No one, I don't care how old you are, how experienced you are, no one is beyond getting your mind right when you're dialing. Your mindset's got to be, it's game time, baby. And you got to find the next person that needs your help. You have to think of it like that. There's no other way to think about dialing leads. Anything less than that, you're setting yourself up for disaster, right? When LeBron James or MJ goes out on the court, right? They're not wondering, okay, how many shots am I going to miss this game? How many shots am I going to miss? No, man. They're putting a jumper up and it's like, that's money. That's money. That's money, right? It goes through the hoop. Rock on. It bounces off. It clinks off the backboard and the rim. It's like, that was just, there must have been a breeze that kind of moved it. That wasn't my fault. It just, I'm going to throw it up again. I'm going to throw it up again because it's going in. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you guys, like I played basketball nearly all my life. Well, now that I'm this old. But I was playing at like junior college, 4-year Bible college level. I can't say that. I was with the Navy team. We won all Navy. Alex, you were in the Air Force. Well, our station, Air Force station was right next to Navy base. So I tried out for their traveling team on the Navy base because we had privileges to use their gym. And so I made the team. So I was playing with college players, enlisted guys they're really semi-pros because these guys could play ball. And when you get around someone who's a shooter mentality, we had this guy named Jack. He was from like deep part of Kentucky. He's an enlisted Navy guy. That dude, rather than driving to the hoop on a breakaway, he would stop at the 3-point line and throw it up. And it was money. It was money. And when you talk to shooters that have strong percentages, you ask them how they're thinking about it, they have no doubt. It is like, I wish people had faith in the Lord the way that these shooters had faith in their balls going in. It's like, boom, it's money, it's money, it's money. That's the way you have to think about running leads, baby. It's money. You got to think like a shooter when you're dialing. Man, it makes a difference. You can call it law of attraction. You can call it whatever you want to call it. I call it, it works. I say it works, right? You know what I'm saying? Like every time I'm recruiting, I'm going, man, This is going to be my next superstar. This is going to be my next superstar. All of a sudden, boom, I hit a Brian Lewis. It's like, oh, Brian. I got this gal named Sakara. I got this gal named Dee, right? I started naming all these names. Randy. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to find them. I can't think that everyone I bring on is going to be a loser. How could I possibly think that everyone I'm bringing on is a loser? Do you see how this mentality can affect the way that I recruit and build my business? Like if I looked at every one of you, and those of you that weren't on the leaderboard, if I looked at you as a loser because you weren't on the leaderboard, man, how does that help me coach you? If I think, golly, I get a phone call from you, it's like, oh, this person wasn't on the leaderboard last week. Why should I talk to him? Do you see how important that is, my attitude towards you? You wouldn't feel very good, would you? If I talk to you thinking you're a loser and why am I wasting my time? Okay, does that make sense? No, man, I got to think of every single one of you as a superstar and what is wrong with me because I haven't helped you become a superstar. That's the way I think of you. That's the way I think of my, that's why I feel guilty all the time. All right, I go to church every morning, so I think, okay, Lord, forgive me for not helping people as much as you need me to. I am failing at this like crazy. Help me to be successful by helping these people, right? I walk around with this guilt like I haven't done enough. I'm always feeling like that. And I'm going, I got to help people. I got to help you more. Call me, call me, call me. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like not a very good position sometimes to be in, but it's, I have to believe in you. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, I have to believe that you're going to be our next superstar on the leaderboard. And when it doesn't happen, I have to continue to believe I didn't do enough to help that person. What can I do more to help them be a rising superstar? Right? That's how I think about you. Now, how are you thinking about dialing the phone and dialing the leads? If you think any less than I'm thinking about you, then man, maybe that's where the problem is. Does that make sense? Anyway.